We introduced circles to you this last week, but there's a few others we need to define. Perimeter, remember, is like the outer edge of anything. If you take the perimeter of the fence, you're walking the outer edge of the fence. You just take all the sides and add them together. There are usually 4, side plus side plus side. For a triangle, there'd be 3. Another side for the square or a rectangle would be adding all 4 together. Tessa. I think I just pressed record. I snuck it in there, but thanks for your reminder. The circumference was learned at the start of last week. Anyone remember that formula? It's on the board in the poster. It says C equals. Claire? You could also find it with the diameter if you just do pi times d. The area of a rectangle is the base times the height, or the length times the width. Just 2 sides, multiply it together. The area of a circle was learned last week as well. Jacob, what's that one? If you forget these, you can do a quick hum to yourself. 2 pi r is hot cross buns. 2 pi r, 2 pi r, da 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 da. 2 pi r, hot cross buns recorder. You get it? Yes, you know that song? Okay. If you forget the area, you can do kumbaya, which is even worse, and no one ever says that Mr. Mackey does this or you will be found and possibly interrogated. It goes like this. Pi r squared, my lord, pi r squared, pi r squared, my lord, and you're done. Those are the 2 ways that you can remember them, kumbaya and hot cross buns. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, which we just did in the warm-up. And that's the 5 that you need. No. You would, but we already kind of know that. I'm not going to put that in the formula. Pi r squared is what you're going to use. You only use radius. Composite figures are figures that look kind of cool and funky and possibly a little bit scary. They are made up of more than 1 shape. To find the area, you're going to break this apart and just look at it into 2 different shapes, then add them together once you have the 2 shapes. Looking at this first one, what 2 shapes do you see, Abby? Great. Let's outline one of them with your pencil. I'll do this. This is a rectangle because 2 sides are different. Same formula though. So let's do the square first, or the rectangle. How do I find the area of a rectangle again, TJ? Okay. And I have the height as 7 and the base as 9. That could work. So 7 times 9 is 63. Meters squared. Cool. I just found that shape. Let's pull apart the other shape. What's the area of a triangle again? Peyton, row 1.
Base times height divided by 2.
Good. I'm going to write the formula and look at my height. My height, they tell me, is 6. The only problem is I don't really have the number for this base. How could I find it somewhere in this composite shape? It's kind of hiding. Turn and talk to your partner. Go. Five, four, three, two, 1. Emery, what would that base be? It's the one that's across from the top of it. You can bring it down and say it's 9. I'm going to do 9 as the base times 6, then divide that thing by 2. 9 times 6 is 63. 63 divided by 2 is it 64? 54? Grr. Mark a blunder, please, Jacob. 9 times 6 is 54. Divided by 2 is 27. Once you have your two different areas of a composite shape, you can add them together. '63 plus 27 is 90. There you go. We'll have time for one last example. Number 2 is made up of one kind of weird shape and the other okay shape. What are the two shapes that you see here? Claire. Okay, what's the other one? It looks like what? It's like half of an oval. This is actually the half of a circle. If they're gonna cut it in half, you can bet that they're trying to get you to think it's a semicircle. You don't really, you haven't really formally done this before.
Mr. McAtee?
Go ahead.
Avery Emmerich is leaving.
Thank you. But if you know the area of a circle is pi r squared, you could cut it in half, just divide it by 2. So find the area, then divide it by 2. Let's go ahead and do that. What is the radius of this circle? Kira Bentley. If my diameter is 4, what's the radius going to be? It's just 2. So let's do pi or 3.14 times 2 squared. Plug it into your calculator. Then we're going to take that number and divide it by 2. 3.14 times 2 times 2. Or 3.14 times 2 squared. Abby, did you get an answer? 3.14. I think you went one step ahead. Did you already divide it by 2? Okay. Milo, do you have the actual area first? That's a little too much.
12.56 too.
12.56 or 12.6 would work. Milo, try it again. Plug it in one more time. So this whole circle, if it was a whole entire circle like this, would be 12.56, but I only want half of it. So I'm going to divide 12.6 by 2. And Abby, you said what was the answer? 6.8 would be if we rounded up or rounded down. Try 12.56 divided by 2 again, Abby. I think you used a different decimal. 6.28 or 6.3 would work. Okay. Because you could round and doesn't specify, you're not technically wrong. I'm just going to roll to the 100th for now, okay? There's one of your areas. Your next area is going to be found by the rectangle. What's the area formula for a rectangle? Jillian. Beautiful. And my base of this rectangle is 4. The height is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Add those together and you have your composite shape. 6.28 plus 8 is about 14.28 yards squared. And that's your answer. We're going to skip 3 for now, and the guided practice. Flip all the way until you see bronze a few pages away. You want 5 minutes, try to finish 2, maybe 3 problems. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't teach them.
makes times height, right?
Squares,
You remember in third grade those two really cool math things that we had to do like on the screen?
Third grade. Yeah, you guys would have been the first year. Your first year go math was like fourth grade.
No, it was third grade.
Oh, was it third? Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Yeah, because I started here 4 years ago, and Mr. Johnston shows the program Go Math before I got here.
And then you just switch the D's.
We just make our own packets.
It must be a lot of work. Being a teacher sounds hard.
It's like it's a one that sucks to be like that. I only ever clear this, try to figure
I forgot. It's like 48. No, I don't want to anymore. I'm not suggesting. The answer's 24. What did we say?